I left school on Friday expecting to return on Monday, but after Sunday, my whole life was destroyed in less than one day. Water gushing, murky, bodies floating through the flood. Hurricanes can kill without the slightest drop of blood. Sewage water and sludge, watch it rising to the ceiling. Depression setting in, my mother's crying, plus I'm feeling disgusted and betrayed, but to Mike I'm telling jokes, helicopters passing my block cause it's nothing but black folks. Yet the weight the facts told is more than 1,000 pounds. Since no one cared to help my people, more than 1,000 drowned. I guess that's just their way of wiping out more than 1,000 Browns without chains, whips, knives, and more than 1,000 rounds. So in more than 1,000 towns, we weren't welcome. Politicians pointing fingers out like, nah, you help them. We started blaming from Blanco to Nagin, Bush to Brown, the whole FEMA administration, but this racial deprivation ensures that somebody hates me. Police was shooting niggas just for trying to walk to safety. I watched my whole life wash away like dog, it can't be. White neighborhoods, less than 8 inches, in my hood at least 8 feet. Maybe if we weren't depicted as goons and savages who's dumber than averages, we could fix some of the damages. But as an analyst, I watched the way they handle us, embarrass us on cameras, the system's made to damage us. The damage plus the pride that it costs. City ruined, culture destroyed, and lives that were lost. See, my eyes never thought that they would ever see the day that genocide of me would be supported heavily. Some dived in to die when police were still shooting. White people still they survive, and black people still we're looting. In Houston, we were being attacked by the students, profiled by the police, and these teachers swore we were stupid. Color lines were drawn within our mayoral races, like he's colored and he lied, so we should erase this. I'm not trying to say that all white people are racist, but I always seem to get fucked because of what my race is. Face it, if New Orleans were predominantly white, this problem would have been prevented. I'm probably right. But don't take my word for it, check history. September 1965, Hurricane Betsy.
When Hurricane Katrina broke the levees that flooded mainstream media with a narrative that did not include our communities, it eventually exposed a broken system, one where Black, brown, indigenous, and low-income communities were abandoned, then blamed.
My name is Everest Robinson, born and raised in New Orleans, uptown New Orleans, Third Ward New Orleans. I was locked up. I'm on a probation hold, I get out. I end up in Jefferson Parish a couple days before Katrina, right? I can't bond out because I have a probation hold. So anytime you get arrested for anything, you can't bond out because you got a probation hold. Because I'm in Jefferson Parish and my probation is in Orleans Parish, I have to wait till you get in touch with my probation officer for him to sign the papers for me to go ahead and get out. Even though Jefferson Parish said, oh, that's a misdemeanor, let him out. So now I'm just sitting with paperwork pending. Katrina about to happen. Katrina hit. I'm in Jefferson Parish on a theft charge. Katrina hit. The next day, the third day. 3 days in jail. I don't know what's going on. We got windows this big. We got no power. No power mean you got no water. No water mean you can't flush the toilet because they all electric. You got no food. You got no water. You got nothing. I ain't gonna lie. The guards in there, they did what they could. They went downstairs and they brought up food. And you could tell every time the food came, it got less and less. It got scarce and scarce. It got to the pack point to where, you know, I'm gonna be real, people talk about community. People talk down on these dudes, man, you know what I'm saying? Katrina hit, we was in there for 3 days. By the time 3 days hit, you got dudes who ain't seen outside, don't know what it looked like. And the days after Katrina, it was bright and sunny. So don't nobody have no idea, no imagine of what's going on outside. Totally locked out from the outside world. Then fast forward to, you start hearing rumbles in the jail. So you know something going on because it's quiet, nothing on. You hearing rumbles in the jail, so you know people moving. You hear chains, you hear something going on. What's going on? They come get you out of there. They come tell you we moving you. We don't know where we going. We don't know who these people are. All we know is they got different color uniforms on and they got dogs with them. They took our hands, they put us in zip ties. They put our hands thumb to thumb, just like this here. They put us on zip ties, marched us in the rooms. I was on the same bus with C. Murder when he went to Angola. I didn't even know where I was going. We got on the bus. We shackled, just like this, ankle to ankle, and we got zip ties on our arms. We're on the bus, They take the route, they go all the way up 90 up West Bank Expressway. They go all the way up 90. They go all the way past they go all the way Luling. Hop across the Luling bridge, go that way. And I'm like, damn, what a crazy way. Where we going? Like we going up 90, then we hit River Road, then we gotta go up the back way, then we coming back. I'm like, where we going? But I'm like, still like, I'm here. We here, We finally get to Angola. We get to Angola, we get off the bus. As soon as we get off the bus, them dudes in Angola had so much empathy, like the inmates, you know what I mean? And they run the kitchen, they do all that, you know what I mean? So when we got there, man, them dudes had cooked red beans with the smoked sausage. I mean, they had the fried chicken, they had the cornbread, I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? They had it laid out. Bro, we get there, we still shackled like this. Them dudes showing us love and them dudes giving us them plates. And we got them big plates, and we just got tuberculosis shot. We just got hepatitis C shot, and we in these jumpsuits, bro. And we got the plate. You can't even eat this plate. Say, bro, everybody had to hold a plate for the next man while he ate. We ain't ate in 3 days, bro. Everybody had to hold a plate for these dudes while they ate. And then you had to hold a plate for the next man. And then you got to think about it. We wasn't the only bus getting there. Buses coming from everywhere. Orleans Parish, Jefferson Parish, St. Charles Parish, St. Bernard Parish, LaPlace. You know what I'm saying? They just busting them in. Man, this city's small, man. If you got a problem with somebody, you probably got a problem with his cousin. You probably got a problem with his brother. You probably got a problem with, you know what I'm saying? It was hell, bro. I'm talking about riots broke out instantly, bro. I'm talking about within being there 15 minutes, we went from feeding each other like this to somebody broke out of their shackles. A fight break out, getting beat bloody while he in shackles. They come in with bear mace, they mace everybody, step on everybody, I've been there 15 minutes. I'm on a theft charge, bro. Say, bro, I ain't talked to my people till November. I'm talking about, I ain't know where nobody was till November, you hear me? You know what I'm saying? I write raps. I had a stack of raps like this. I went to my dude Cadillac from Uptown. You hear me? I told my people on Kings Uptown, you know what I'm saying? So I know pretty much everybody Uptown. Cadillac had the thing on lock, you know what I'm saying? Cadillac had the batteries, his people was already up there. So he's straight. I do tell Cadillac, say, man, look, here goes some batteries, whatever I need, some envelopes and some stamps or whatever, So I write my mama address, the only address I know, on the mail. I put as many stamps as I could on it. I gave it to Mitch, the one person I could trust. I went over to talk to Cadillac. It just so happened the same dude who was talking that noise, who was popping off, happened to walk up to me. And everything that I had, every bit of rage I had, he caught it. And he went to the dentist after. And I went to the hole. He went to the infirmary, I went to the hole. God be with me, man. I'm talking about they had the biggest riot ever break out while I was in the hole. Dudes got stabbed with brooms, all type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So if that wouldn't have happened to me, you know what I'm saying, I would have been in the mix of all that. Talk about Katrina, you know what I'm saying? The day after Christmas, they called my name. Day after Christmas, they called my name. On the 26th of December, told me I was rolling out. I got partners who was in Orleans Parish, who was on that bridge. I got partners who they left in there, who the juveniles had to break through, and the juveniles broke through and came and let them out. I know dudes that whole first floor couldn't get out. So where them dudes at? They don't know where all these missing persons, tell me that. You know what I'm saying? They talk a lot of noise about, you know what I'm saying, what's going on. Man, that system been faulty for a long time, bro. So they talking about Susan Hudson, man, Hudson was in there. I remember before him. Man, stop it. It's ridiculous. They don't care about us. If they cared about us, they'd be building schools like they've been trying to build these jails. I think it's important to preach to people that community is important. Even though I feel the way I feel because of what I went through, I feel like the most important thing in life is if you can teach someone what you know without having to go through the pains that you went through to learn it, then you're paying it forward and you're doing your part at making the world a better place. You're walking it, not talking it. People do a lot of, I don't like this, I don't like that. Well, how much of this are you doing to change? So that's why I started the nonprofit. I want to reach out to kids. I want to reach back to people under me because I understand the most functional times in my life have been when I've either been playing sports, been involved in sports, been coaching, or something related to it. I went to school, I played, even after being in Angola, after everything I told you, this dude here still walked on, played college football. Until this here come out, none of them dudes even gonna know I ever was in prison. They gonna know that they know one thing, they know hard work and the hardest work of everything. You know what I mean? The coach, because I give back, like, that don't define you. You know what I mean? So I understand how important these roles are in the community, like influential, like make or break. It is the dividing line. As generations started growing and things happen, especially things like Katrina and different things, you got all these different things that are affecting you as an adult. So you can't spend time worrying about, am I doing a good job as a parent? Because it's taking you so far away from that. But just like they say, it takes a village to raise a child. I feel like it was the village who failed me because of what I went through. I understood that when I was playing sports, I understood how people came together, people gave their all for a cause that was greater than them. No matter what they look like, they put themselves together, and you're only as strong as the weakest link of the chain. And I understood that. I understood what it was like to walk on and be the weakest link on the chain at playing sports. And I understood the hard work and dedication it took to be a starter, to be transferred to San Diego, to go and play semi-pro, to go and work for the New Orleans Voodoo, to, to see Marlon Favorite and be like, what's up, big Fav? Like, you know what I mean? To rub elbows with these people, you know what I mean? Like, that's how far removed I've come. So I know there's a way. There's never no way you could be like, oh, well, this happened to me. Man, I got papers, legal papers, this thick trying to give expungence back. I walk in the courtroom, they know me by name, you hear me? How do I find peace? I realize that I am not what I've been through. I am not yesterday. I am what I decide to be today. So every day I strive to be better than I was yesterday. I strive to be a better photographer, a better filmmaker, a better director, a better friend, you know what I mean? I realize that I've heard enough. I realize that the times when I've been most productive, I've been happy and I've kept happy people around me. So what I've strived to do is to be that happy person around everybody. I strive to, when I show up, to make sure things are going a certain way. When I walk up to set, if I see there's trash, I pick it up. If I see something need to get done, I just do it. Sometimes a lot of people around me on my team, they say, man, you're picking on too many tasks, you're doing too much, you got to spread it out. But, you know what I mean? It's just who I've become, Maybe one day, I say I need therapy, I need to be able to talk to somebody, but I find therapy in a lot of different things, and everybody has to find their own form of therapy, whether it's talking to somebody, whether it's, doing things. And when I'm behind that lens, I'm transformed, I love taking pictures, I love capturing the moment, and I love capturing people happy. A lot of my pictures, I don't really grab people and be like, hey, fake a smile for me. No. I sit on like a fly on the wall and I see you cracking up with your friend and I get that realness. And that's just, that's just my healing, I guess.
"2005, too many bled, too many didn't survive. Too many misled, too many didn't have a job. Too many fled, too many thoughts on my mind. All before the age of 9. Yeah, dad alive, grams alive, community supervised, family ties,